Hello, Stampin' friends, and welcome to Linda's Stamping Escape. We are in Christmas in July. This is our third session. Today is Tuesday, July 14th, and I am excited to show you even more ways to use those dies and designer papers that I have shared with you the past 2 weeks. So I hope you're looking forward to this as much as I am to share it with you. Whew. How's everybody hanging into this heat wave? And I hear it's all over. Doesn't matter where you live, it seems like it's really, really hot. So it is warm. That's all I can say. We hit 98 today, and that's without the heat index. That was even hotter. So, hello, Barb, and welcome. So, are you guys ready to chill out and get into some Christmas in July? Because that is what I'm heading for. All right. So, in the first session, we talked about using this piece of the die. And I also showed little stockings with this one. So, I am going to continue with these two today. And I'm bringing in this one. I think I used this last week, if I recall. So we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be playing with that designer paper. Hi, Tony. Welcome. So here is the pattern paper we're using. As you can tell, I already cut this down. Stampin' Up! Makes it really easy to cut this. These little darker brown here, there are little squares in between all of these. If you line those up right in your paper cutter, it kind of goes right to the same width as it is on both sides of the cutting blade. So it's pretty cool. So try that out, and then you can get these little strips. And from those little strips, you get these little blocks. Okay. So I have a class coming up, and that is next week, Thursday. The morning class is full. I have a little room left in the evening class if anybody wants to join me. So, on that note, I have a bunch of these left over. So, I'm like, what do you do with these? Well, I thought, let's show them another way in which they can use that stocking die. Because last week, when we die cut this out, we pieced all those little pieces together, remember? So I'm going to show you an easier way to do this if you don't like that whole paper piecing in that way. Because sometimes the arthritis kicks in and, it just isn't as easy anymore. So let me just show you what I did. Once I got all them little squares, I just took my long scissors, and that's what I call this one. This is a Stampin' Up! Scissors that's unfortunately no longer available. I wish it was. But I like this because I can line it up right with those edges, and with one cut, I can get that nicely lined up. Now, if you guys are those people who, and I used to be one, so Stampin' has told me I don't have to be perfect, but if you like your edges really, really straight, you can put this back into that paper cutter and trim that off. Hi, Nicole. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to be doing patchwork with all those little extra pieces that I have left over. So we're going to just start here. And an easier way might be to use your, if you have that two-way sticky paper, use that because that works really nice too. So we're just going to start here, and we're going to start patching colors together. And I'm going to try not to get too much glue on there. There we go. But sometimes I get a little over anxious. Okay, we're going to line this up and then just keep going until we get this whole piece filled. Yep, I want to get down to that edge. And now I'm going to keep going with the top and lining them up square for square, just like you do on your quilting, if you guys do that, or even sewing. I haven't sewed in so long, but I kind of miss it because when my daughter was younger, get this, I took an old skirt that I had back in the, we won't say when it was from, but that's too light. Let's swoop in here with a darker one. There we go. Get that lined up here. Anyways, I took that skirt and cut it into a little dress for my daughter when she was 1. Because it was my favorite skirt. You know, it was the 70s back then, and they had all these really cool midi and maxi skirts. Well, that was me. And I turned my favorite skirt into a dress for my daughter. I don't know if I still have that picture, but if I do, I will post that somewhere. Hi, Deborah and Dawn. Welcome, ladies. Okay, let's see here. All right, we'll get another red in there. Just keep bumping this up, and you guys can see we're making that nice little quilty look, right? Oh, I'm a little crooked here. So I'm just going to overlap that a little. And trust me, you probably won't even see it when we cut out our stocking. So I'm going to take this and make sure that is layered nicely. Move that off to the side. And then what we're going to do is take this stocking and cut it out. Now you can cut it straight out. Ooh, I made this one way bigger than I needed to. I wonder if I could get 2 of them. I'll try that later. And then you're going to run that through your Big Shot. Now what I did here, the first card I made with doing it this way, I just cut it out. But then I noticed that my lines here didn't line up with what was on my paper here. So I made these little marks. So I took this from out here and I drew little lines here. And then these 2. I didn't do them all, just these 2 here and then those. So when I cut, what I'm going to do is line up this and this, and then these 2 right here. And several of those will line up directly on that piece. So I'll show you right here if I can get close. See how it goes right along that piece? So you don't have to get that fussy because I'll show you the first card and it actually turned out really nice. So, hey, Beth and Cheryl, welcome, ladies. So now we got our own patchwork. We didn't have to do all that little fussy cutting like we did last week, which is kind of fun, but you still have that patchwork look, right? Okay, so let's just build our card. We're doing an A2. We'll put our little extra pieces over there. We're going to do an A2. This is the top fold this time. And I went into that Frightfully Fun Halloween suite and grabbed this. You're going to see this on a lot of my Christmas cards because I just love this die here. Ooh. Before I stick this on, I wanted to take that. Remember that? We were cutting pieces out of that last week. Okay, I got to flip this upside down. You guys. Beth said she hopes everybody's staying hydrated. I second that notion. It is so warm out there. It's so warm, I won't even go in my basement. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to line this up. I don't want to go too far this way because I have that little hole. And you know what? I may save that for later. But I'm going to push this down as good as I can since I already put my glue down. Oh, I'm making a mess on my fingers. And I'm going to trim this excess off. Trim this off here. I'm going to pick these two up because they got glue on them and get them off. Okay. And I'm still sticky, so that's good. There we go. I just wanted a little extra color on there. Let's bring this in again. Oh, my little crooked. Let's see. Let me look at this. Beth said Cheryl says she's not doing anything for a while. It's too hot. I'm with you. I'm just making Christmas cards, you guys. I have not put this sweet away since I started playing with it. Yes, I do have to make cards for my class, and I've got, most of those designed already and getting ready, but it's just crazy. I just go from one to another. So here's our card front, and now we got our little patchwork guy there, right? So we're going to go back to this full die right here, and we cut out one. I believe I am working with Garden Green. Hey, Sandy. Okay, so now you can take this. Now you can see all them lines, right? I'm going to cover that up. I'm going to get in here on the outside here. You could use your stamp and seal on that, or you could use the double-sided tape. You could also use the double-sided adhesive sheets, which would have worked really nice on those little squares. Then I wouldn't be all full of glue. But so there we go. Now we got that started nicely. Beth said she can't wait to see what. Oh gosh, Beth, I found the coolest card layout, so I am working on that this weekend. It's exciting. I'm telling you, it's just crazy fun with that stuff. You guys are gonna. Oh, and just can I just say that you're also going to be able to see the other cards I've been working on. So you'll not only get to make the 4 cards in the class, but you'll get to see all the other ones I've been playing with. So very first class, I showed you how to cut that little piece out, right? So I did that here. And not only did I that, I actually pushed that little piece out and I trimmed that out. And I was going to show you how I did that, but I'm not sure where that little piece went. So we're just going to tack this down. I'm actually going to go on here because I'm going to line up those corners right there. And I know I won't be going outside of my spot here. See how nice? And that really makes that inside pop, doesn't it? Really highlights our little patchwork there. Whoops. And then this little die, oh, he's so cute. But I've been having fun with this because I love using him in the center here. So we're just going to put a little dot of glue on each one of these little guys so they don't pop up on us. And I should pick that up so I can actually set it down. And we want to line that up right in the center. Here we go. Okay. Now, you guys, I couldn't decide whether I wanted white. I just thought that was too much white. Oh, gosh, can't you tell I'm all full of glue? Okay. Nicole says she loves this Sweet Jane said, me too. So then I thought, okay, we'll give it the stitch look and we'll leave it green. Or if you'd like, we can put the holly up there. What do you think? Oh, wait a minute while you guys decide whether you want just the plain green or if you like the holly. And meanwhile, I'm going to pull out all our fun little pieces here because I did red and green. Not sure if I'm using all three of these, but I will stamp my greeting while you guys tell me if you want the holly or the plain green. Meanwhile, okay, I got a holly. We got one holly, one plain, another holly. All right. You guys keep voting and I'm going to stamp our greeting. As you know, I use these are from the stitches. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so full of glue. This is awful. Okay, let's get this in here. Just says cheers. There we go. So I have 1, 2, 3 hollies and 2 plains. Yep, 3 hollies, 2 plains. Okay, I'll give it another minute yet, and then I will take it from there. Meanwhile, I took my beautiful rhinestones. Jane says I like it both ways. I've got my rhinestones here, and of course, I used my Stampin' Blends to color those. So, isn't that cool? Because you can have any color you want as long as you have those Stampin' Blends. You can do that. Beth says she loves the embossing folder. I know. I'm also glad that Stampin' Up! Doesn't make us buy our suites as just a suite. We can get the bundle, or you can get all the little pieces. So if this is the only thing you like, this is from that frightfully fun Halloween one. So Jane says she's not breaking any ties with her boat. Okay, well, so right now we're up with the holly. So I think I'm going to stick with the holly. So speaking of holly, I'm just going to run that across here. Okay. And stay away from that glue if I can. There we go. There we go. Now we got that set. And I am going to, see. Now let me see once we have it on here. I need some baby wipes to wipe my fingers off here. Get that glue off of me. I don't know. I'm thinking I might have to go with the plain, you guys. It will break up that holly. So, on that note, once you see it like this, I think you'll appreciate the plain better. So, those guys must be seeing into the future that they knew that that was going to work out better this way. Okay. So, there we go. And I am going to get my cheers on here. And I don't know if I want red and green or all of them. The other one, Beth said, woohoo. I'm actually liking this. Okay, I'm going to go crazy. I'm going crazy with the greeting here. I'm going to stick all the colors. We're doing all the colors on this one. How does that sound? Then I don't have to make you guys choose. We'll just use them all. Yep, Karen said change too, so we did. There we go. Let me just pull this down a little bitty bit. Make sure my cheers is, push that tight, straight. And I don't have this down yet, so I'm not sure where I'm going with this. I think maybe down here will just come right off. It'll come right over there. Should I go here? Sometimes, you guys, embellishing for me is the hardest part. Them stockings come easy, but try to get me to get that like crazy. All right, let's get some dimensionals on here and pop up our little stocking. He just looks so cute popped up, doesn't he? Carol said red would have looked good too. And it probably would have, because it would have been a total contrast. And it would have tied in with the greeting I had. I'll have to remember that next time, because that really would have popped it, wouldn't it? Let's put this over here a little. I think we're going to go right here with our gridding, which means I have to snip here. I think my cheers is a little crooked yet, you guys. And if I can gently pick that up and just move it down a hair, you would think with all these little lines and dots, I could get that straight. There we go. There we go. I'm going to set that right there. I am going to tag it just a little bit. Nope, I'm going to the end. Snipping straight off. There we go. Oh, it looks Italian to me. Oh, yes, I like that. And you know what? I am not going to bump that up. I am just going to let that down. We're going to put this right here. Okay. Let's bring in one of our little embellishments. Put one here and here. Come on. We'll tie that down. All right. And then I have one more thing I'm going to do. I have to run over here and grab it. So Carol said red. So let's make a statement here, right? And we'll add some red to it in the form of a bow. Ooh, that's a big one. Okay, let's try this again. I love this stitched ribbon. It is so soft. Kind of, you guys, it is kind of silky, so it's easy to tie if your fingers work, right? Ever one of those days where your fingers just aren't working? I should have ran in and got a fork. Who's seen one of those fork demonstrations already to make a bowl? I tried. Mine don't look as pretty as they do on Pinterest or wherever. Okay, that looks pretty nice. I'm going to stick my scissors in here and just pull the tight. Okay, I'm going to cut my little edges off. And we're going to pull these over here. There we go. There's that red we need, right? I think I would like this. Jane said me. Most definitely. Okay. Let's get that little guy on there. And that will help really tie in that color it'll bring all three of our core colors, our real red, our garden green, and if this guy doesn't want to sit down, you know what I'm going to do with him? We're going to get a glue dot and we're going to put it right there so he stays sitting. You guys remember the big fat glue dots Stampin' Up! Used to sell? I used to tease my grandkids and told them I was going to stick them to the wall if they didn't behave. They knew it wouldn't work, so they thought it was kind of funny. Okay, there we go. Now that's in place. And we'll just push that all off to the side there. And there is our finished card. So again, if you're not into that big paper piercing like we did last week, this is a good way of doing it. And then you can line it up. I'm still a little off here, but you guys can see that I lined that up pretty good. And I have another one to show you, which is just a little more over the top. I took this one and actually added a piece of cardstock. So I did the white and the red together. Then I embossed it and I flipped it upside down. So this is with the rough side up. This is with the rough side down. So you actually have the indents. And then I still did the same paper and I put a big bow in there to make it look like Christmas. And then I used the other greeting. And again, I colored my rhinestones with the Stampin' Blends so that I love that you can get any color you want. So, and we worked with the real red tonight. So Jane said, I love that, Linda. Oh, thank you, Jane. Thank you all. I am glad you enjoyed this. Like I said, I'm having so much fun with this suite. I have not put it down since I started playing. So I've got a stack of Christmas cards I can't wait to share because I will be sharing them all. So make sure you check out my blog because you'll see a lot of them on there. I'll share some on Pinterest. And I will, of course, be sharing here on Facebook with you guys too. So there you have it. This stocking is the whole thing plain. And I actually did blue this time. And then this time we did the little pop of white on that one. So thank you so much for joining me. I will be doing a, I was going to say, I could give these away, but there just aren't. There's not enough of these. There's only 9. So I'll have to find something more or add something to that. But I'll give away something sparkly again today. So until next time, you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you very much. Enjoy your evening and stay cool, ladies. Bye-bye.